Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the TNA International Championship.
Never that I would think that NCCW would be getting a TNA International title shot, but Shane Sabre making his return to NCCW is here for probably one of the biggest matches of his career.
You know, CJ, I have to say, being on the call for a TNA title match with you is a complete privilege of mine. I have so much gratitude for this opportunity, and you have to think Shane Sabre also has a lot of gratitude for this opportunity. This is a man who's been around a long time in the Ontario scene. He's done it all. This would put him over the edge.
Multiple time singles and tag team champion for 13 years, but front towards the enemy, the two-time TNA International Champion is making a debut and making that title truly international. Steve Maclin is here.
What a moment for NCCW to have Steve Maclin defending a TNA International title right here in Port Dover. You know, to get back to my point about Shane Sabre, this is a man who has seen so many of his peers reach the next level. Whether you're talking to Josh Alexander, a Jody Threat, who we'll see later tonight, and Ethan Page. These are contemporaries, these are peers of Shane Sabre. And somehow, for some reason, he's been overlooked this entire time. A win tonight, CJ, changes all of that.
Just recently re-won that TNA International Championship and Bound for Glory from Frankie Kazarian. Steve Maclin is here to make a defense of his second reign. We'll take it back to the ring for the formal announcements.
I like it too.
The opponent, a man who is no stranger to NCCW, he is the Northern Ace, Shane Sabre!
Big opportunity for Shane Sabre. Could be walking out of here TNA International Champion.
And his opponent, he is the defending champion. From Rutherford, New Jersey, he is Bulletproof Steve Maclin!
The two-time TNA International Champion is here in NCCW making his very first defense in his second reign. He has defended that title from the likes of AJ Francis, Eric Young, Matt Cardona, Mance Warner, and Jake Something on his inaugural reign, becoming the inaugural TNA International Champion, that beautiful blue and gold belt.
You can see Shane Sabre eyeing that title. He knows what that would mean here. If he could walk out with the belt. I mean, that changes the trajectory of his entire career.
I mean, Steve Maclin, impressive outside of the ring, being a veteran of the United States military, and also being such a great international star, being a part of the TNA Total Nonstop Action roster.
World champion there as well.
Absolutely.
Shane Sabre is not a slouch in the ring. He's as good as anyone going today, and you're seeing that here, hanging toe-to-toe with a Steve Maclin who's wrestled around the world.
I mean, I've seen Shane Sabre in a lot of great wrestling in and out of the Canadian scene. This Shane Sabre that we are seeing right now is the best that I've ever seen him right now.
He is in incredible shape, too. We saw, as you mentioned, we've seen Shane Sabre before here in NCCW. We talked about hook or by crook. He took Hayden Backlund to the limit in Hayden Backland's first defense of the NCCW Championship when he held it. Of course, it was those feet on the rope that kept Hayden Backlund champion. We won't see those tactics from Steve Maclin, I don't think.
No, Steve Maclin will always face forward for his offense. But both of these men, very impressive skill set, very explosive, kind of almost mirroring each other. I think the only difference between both of these men is like Maclin maybe having a little bit more size on him, and that's it.
Yeah.
But again, Sabre is hungry to be out going to that upper echelon. You mentioned some of the great wrestlers that are coming out of the Ontario scene.
Great wrestlers who are with Shane Sabre.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've seen them on those same shows for years across Ontario and beyond for so long. And the only difference is that Shane Sabre has never received that opportunity. He's as good as a Josh Alexander. He's as good as an Ethan Page or a Jody Threat or anyone else you want to name who's come out of the scene. He just has not got that same opportunity. Tonight is a chance, as we talked about, to change all of that.
As you saw in that series of hammerlocks holding on as Maclin was trying to get out of it, but after an elbow right to the jaw, is now going for the assault on Sabre. And someone like Maclin, who is so calculating, knowing when to strike. That's why Steve Maclin has done so well. That's why he became the inaugural TNA International Champion. And only a hiccup in his reign from Frankie Kazarian, but still gained it back at Bound for Glory, and he wants to make that title truly international.
And when we see the pace get picked up there, it goes Shane's way. He may have to keep this at a high pace. And when you're seeing these chops, if you've ever talked to a wrestler, you know it's not the loud chops that hurt. It's the thuds.
It's the thuds. There's no follow through. You just absorb the pain as Shane Sabre digging in deep against the likes of Steve Maclin. And while Maclin has done, and another thud, as while Maclin has done some incredible matches with some incredible people, facing the likes of Shane Sabre might be something new for him. As now Maclin goes after pillar to post on Maclin.
We talked about baseball a little bit earlier. Sometimes when you see a pitcher for the first time, those are the most dangerous pitchers because you don't know what they bring. Steve Maclin has faced some of the best wrestlers in the world. He may not be fully aware of what Shane Sabre brings to the match.
That's why independent wrestling is always the place to be, but Steve Maclin, so cold and calculating, saw what was coming after him and goes into the knee to the back with that backbreaker. As head referee Ken Kensington doing his best to call it, but now it's Maclin going more extreme, more calculating in these shots.
The hardest hitters in wrestling today, I dare say.
Absolutely. Here we go. Going for a beautiful vertical suplex there. Pin attempt one. So quick on turning it around into that pin attempt.
And he probably knew he wasn't going to get the pin there, but when you make Shane use the energy to kick out, this is a wear down now. Focus on that back.
Steve Maclin has been so impressive in TNA. The wars he has had in TNA, the wars that he has seen and won from, as he continues showcasing why he is the TNA International Champion. Pin attempt, and only a 2 count.
I can tell you I was ringside for his TNA World Title defense against PCO, which happened right here in Ontario. One of the bloodiest matches I've ever seen Steve Maclin was a mess, but he showed incredible perseverance. He's not an easy man to put down.
Absolutely not. Very intelligent. Very, again, like I said, calculated on all of his movements. Nothing is wasted. Everything is a reason for it. But Shane Sabre, at a moment's notice, can snap off a chop, a shot, a kick, a crossbody, but it was caught once again.
We see Shane trying to pick up the pace time and time again, and it's Steve Maclin who shuts it down, whether it's the ground and pound here, multiple backbreakers. He's clearly focused on a body part. If you have ever had a back injury, you know how excruciating that is, how hard it can be to get out of bed or get up off the mat. That's exactly what he's trying to do here to Shane.
And Shane does not want to be on the receiving end of any more violence from Maclin. Maclin on his knee pads, tag him and bag him. Not something fun to say, really a mentality when it comes inside of that wrestling ring.
Very old school approach here to really pick a body part, almost like the Andersons used to do, and just focus on it exclusively.
Here we go, once again, no wasted movements from Maclin as he's ready to put it, and a knee right into the temple, the side of the head, pin attempt, and only a 2 count. Very close.
I don't know if that was a knee or an elbow, but either way, it definitely took its toll on Shane. You can see he's kind of just surviving here right now, trying to take the onslaught and work his way back to have another opportunity on the offense.
Steve Maclin wants to make sure that the TNA International title has such a historic reign. He's done so well in TNA in his first reign, and this is the kickoff of his second reign here in NCCW.
How lucky are we to be able to be here as the first event of that second reign?
Shane Sabre wants to play spoiler for sure. Oh, but caught once again, and then once again, another deep back breaker from Maclin.
He won't stay down. He is not going to be easy to put down, and you're seeing that now.
As you can see, a little bit of frustration from Maclin.
Grab at the leg there.
As he continues the torturous assault on Sabre. And this is unlike of what I've seen from Shane Sabre. Shane Sabre is usually the aggressor in a lot of these matches.
He's never faced a talent like this. He's getting the Garvin stomp in there, or the Orton stomp, maybe depending which area you're from.
Once again, really digging in deep.
Just sucking the life out of him here. You can see the life. You can almost literally see the life leaving Shane here.
Shane is digging in deep as he wants to be that next name coming out of Ontario to make the waves across the wrestling world. And he could do it with a big win against Steve Maclin.
Oh, again to the back. You have to think, what does a win do for Shane? Well, you'd have to think TNA would sign Shane, right?
I would think.
Right?
One could argue, but I think one too many times.
There it is.
And Shane Sabre with a crucifix.
It's a 2. There's still life in Shane Sabre. He's not done yet.
Oh, and both men had the same idea, and now both are knocked out in the center of the ring.
And Kensington's going to start to count here. If you're Shane Sabre, you want to take as many of these seconds as you can to recuperate. Steve Maclin's been all over him here, working that back every time he's got any momentum together.
Here we go. Shane
Picking up
Sabre.
that pace again like we talked about.
Shane Sabre about to showcase a little bit more of that explosiveness that we have seen him in matches before. Digging in deep, fighting through all of the pain, all of the suffering that he's had through the last few minutes. To the back and the legs and the hips. Catches Maclin with a face buster into the second turnbuckle.
He's got some momentum now.
Diving side of the ring, here we go. Off the ropes. Basement clothesline by Sabre.
Beautiful, and he is all over Maclin right now. This is his chance.
Here we go. Beautiful Blue Thunder powerbomb. Nice variation. Picking him up and slam him down.
Yes, impactful.
Sabre now trying to dig deep.
Pushing through here.
I mean, Maclin has had so many wars, so many battles. What can Sabre pull out to get himself a victory over one of the probably biggest wrestlers he's ever faced? Oh.
No way. What a way to win this would be if he could lock in.
Oh, did you hear that smack? It echoed here in Port Dover. Off the ropes.
Oh.
A beautiful running knee from Maclin.
That might be it.
Headbutt there.
That's got to do it.
1, 2.
No!
So close.
All heart. All heart here from Shane Sabre.
Inches away, centimeters away.
And we're seeing frustration here from Steve Maclin now.
That's unlike Maclin. Maclin tries to get a level head as best he can.
You have to wonder though, did Steve underestimate Shane here? He's coming into a small town. Did he not expect Shane Sabre to bring everything we've seen from him so far?
Well, whatever he was waiting for, I think he might have put an exclamation mark on it with that clothesline to the back of the head and neck, and Sabre, I think, is just draped in the tree of woe.
His eyes are closed. I don't even know if he's conscious. His arms just dropped. He's trying to get up here. Steve Maclin might be wasting too much much time. Let's see.
Tag him and bag him.
Nothing.
And it looks like it's going to be bagging them for another day. Is Sabre now? Very nice maneuver there. And now a DDT. Spikes Maclin. This is your chance. One, two. So close.
Just a two.
Cannot believe he was that close. Sabre was that close to becoming the TNA International Champion.
Half a second from changing his life.
NCCW is the host of everything tonight, and what an opportunity could be for Sabre to win a major television championship here in NCCW, and he could put it away. Maclin is in rough shape.
Yeah, he looks rattled here on the top rope.
Sabre going in deep with those forearms, going in the temple.
Keep working on that chin. That's how you knock someone out.
Here we go. Second rope.
Superplex here.
Could do it, could put it away.
That low angle superplex is almost more impactful.
Swings the hips around, holds on to the low. Oh, and a neck breaker from Maclin. Desperation on Maclin's sake.
Both men are exhausted.
But I think Maclin might have it. One, two.
Still no.
That is how much Sabre wants to succeed. Just barely, what little energy has left to kick out of such an impactful move on such a vulnerable body part.
And CJ, you have to think that's just instinct, right? You just know after hundreds and hundreds of matches that when you hear that tune, you gotta get that shoulder up.
You have to know where you are.
Oh my God, listen to this.
Both men throwing everything but the kitchen sink at each other.
They are chin checking each other right now.
Like a hockey fight. Catches Maclin in Saguri.
There, Ken.
And here we go. It's that explosive that we know from Sabre.
No. Uh-oh, not again.
Bag him and tag him.
Violent man in that ring right now.
Butterfly DDT.
No one gets up
Knocked
to that.
him out.
What a match, CJ.
Your winner and still champion, Bulletproof Steve Maclin!
Steve Maclin, the very first defense for his second reign as TNA International Champion, held on international soil against the likes of Shane Sabre. You're a winner, and what a way to set the pace for your second reign. Steve Maclin, you're a winner.
The kind of match, Shane may not have been successful, but you have to look at a match like that and know that someone like Shane Sabre can compete with the best in the world. He just proved it, win or loss. You see the props that Steve Maclin gave to Shane Sabre. He knows he was just in a war.
But you can't beat a man that's seen so many wars. Steve Maclin, your winner. And we are honored that TNA gave us the opportunity to call this action. Cannot wait to see what's next and what's in store for Maclin. But Shane Sabre continues his journey for victories in and around Ontario.
Compete with the best, you're not always going to come out on top. Shane Sabre wants the best at all times. That's why he's had title matches in both of his matches here in NCCW.